What's going on, guys? TKD123. Happy Tuesday, and we're back here with another Tuesday on the channel to discuss some new music news we got in the industry. Starting off here, we have a lot of artists now, in this day and age on streaming services that have their own radio station. You know what I'm saying? We have with Apple Music, we have in terms of OVO Sound Radio with Drake, Blonded Radio with Frank Ocean, and then we have a newcomer to that kind of, owning a radio station-esque type of thing. Weezy himself, Lil Wayne, has launched his Young Money Radio, but it's not on the platform that you may think it may be on. Now, we tend to see this, on Apple Music, where we have, the kind of radio stations where we have, like I said, OVO Sound Radio and Blonded Radio, but here we will have Lil Wayne hosting his Young Money Radio on the Dash network. So Dash Radio will host his official radio station, and it debuted on March 28th, so a few days ago, and they're set to obviously here debut some new stuff from Young Money, whether it be from a bunch of artists there or Lil Wayne himself. Hopefully we will get exclusive content and debut album streams or tracks exclusively on Young Money Radio. And I feel like kind of like the timing of this is so weird because we have, of course, those rumors that Lil Wayne is working on 3 different projects, where he posted that really cryptic Instagram post a few weeks ago, not even weeks, a couple months ago actually, that we also reported on here on the channel. And he is rumored to be to actually working on 3 different projects. So could we potentially see these 3 projects being debuted on Young Money Radio, and him setting up Young Money Radio in kind of anticipation for these 3 projects? Maybe they'll have it, maybe it won't. But let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of this, and what artists do you wish also had a radio station as well? Let me know in the comments below. Next up here, if you guys catch my Stoney review on the channel, Post Malone had a pretty great album that I enjoyed pretty much, overall degree. I definitely did like the album, and he is back here with another project. I guess a few weeks ago he officially announced this, and I guess this maybe went under my radar, but he has announced a new project called Beer Pongs and Bentleys. That's a great title. Come on, man. And it's so Post Malone. You know what I'm saying? Like that's such a Post Malone title for a project. And he recently sat down with an interview with Hunger Magazine, and he kind of expressed his wanting and his hopefulness that he will drop Beer Pongs and Bentleys in the summer, specifically in June. Now, why I feel like that this is going to be a great thing, and I hope this really comes to fruition, is because if we look at kind of specifically on Stoney, right? If we look at Stoney overall, I feel like Stoney, and I feel like maybe a lot of people agree with me, felt that it dropped at a very, very poor time in the year. Right now, not that November is a bad month, but but in terms of November, it doesn't have that summer vibe. I'm saying like when you drop in the summer, you're gonna want your stuff to sound upbeat, sound great, and Stoney for the most part sounded like an album for the summer. It sounded very much that upbeat type of tone, that nice summer vibey feel, and I feel like that would have greatly translated more to a June release as opposed to a November release. Now hopefully here, if Beer Pongs and Bentleys, which it kind of sounds like it's going to be kind of a more upbeat type of album, hopefully that we will get a summer album in terms in the same kind of realm as Stoney, and get it dropped in the correct month, which is in the summertime somewhere. So hopefully we will get that, and maybe we could be looking at here our first taste at one of our soundtracks for summer 2017. Next up here, we have the rapper here that has been in a lot of trouble recently with his restaurant and everything, and all those other things where he had a failed grade on the health inspection, then he got it cleared and everything, and now we are back. We are talking about Mr. 2 Chainz here with his new album release. Now, of course, here also on the channel, we discuss how his next latest album, Pretty Girls Like Trap Music, will be dropping on April 7th, but that is no longer the case. He stated on Instagram in a pretty long post, and something that he kind of, I guess, buried under, it was weird, like this post, he's basically ranting about a bunch of other things and stuff like that, and then he goes on to, do like a, oh, quick PS, the album that I said was coming out this week is not coming out this week, sorry about that. It's such a weird way to, kind of explain to the world that, your album got delayed. But yes, it's true, 2 Chainz's Pretty Girls Like Trap Music has been delayed, and the most unfortunate thing about this whole thing is that there really isn't no date yet. He does say that the album is coming soon, so, and soon can mean a lot of things. Like Drake also said that More Life was coming soon when he said back in December, but here we are, we get it in March. You know what I'm saying? Soon could be, a week out, 2 weeks out, or 2 months or 3 months out. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very subjective. So coming soon is something that he did confirm, but there is no sense on date anymore, like we had with the previous date, which was April 7th, which was supposed to be this Friday. So sadly, we will not be reviewing that, and I think maybe, if rumors are true, if, with what we're hearing with these 2 new tracks from Kendrick Lamar, we may be getting his album as soon as this Friday. That's what a lot of people are saying. That's what even he said, and in one of his songs as well. So maybe we will be getting a April 7th release release with Kendrick Lamar instead of 2 Chainz. I'd say they're pretty fair trades. Honestly, maybe a trade up. Personally, on my end, maybe a trade up. But we will not be getting Pretty Girls Like Trap music on April 7th. Next up here, we have an artist that I, don't really know a lot about. Don't really, know a ton of his music, whatever. But we do have that video that he showed off, where he showed off his mansion and his new studio and stuff like that. Great stuff. And we are talking here about Logic. Now, while Pretty Girls Like Trap music does not have a release date, Logic has came out and officially announced his new album's release date. Whether it's set stone, neither here or there, his new album is called Everybody, and he says it'll be dropping on May 5th. So maybe sometime in the May 5th time, hopefully we will get this album if it doesn't get delayed, obviously. And I, wanted to kind of talk about this because I kind of want to get you guys' opinion on Logic. Do you guys like Logic? Do you guys hate Logic? Let me know, because I have been kind of interested in, Logic for a few months now, especially, after I saw some videos about the Incredible True Story. I forgot what it was called, but the Incredible True Story, right? I have seen some things about the album and seen some very good things about the album, and especially in terms of the artwork, right? Like if you look at the artwork from the Incredible True Story and then go and look at the artwork from his new upcoming album Everybody, we see the same characters and people portrayed in both artworks. So at least to me, that tells me that maybe this is some continuation of the story, or there was something, because it looks like not even just in terms of the actual title of the album, but the Incredible True Story, I know there's a lot of like dialogue and stuff where there's like an AI spaceship, whatever, like that is part of the narrative of the story, and maybe that does continue on into Everybody, this next coming album, with the similar people that are in the actual image of the artwork on both albums. So I'm thinking here that maybe there could be some sort of maybe a continuation of the story from the Incredible True Story to Everybody. So with that being said, I kind of feel like maybe if I'm gonna even review Everybody, which at this point I might actually do it, if I have time, during the month of May, right? I would like to get a little bit of maybe some background, maybe some, I guess, good context into this new album. So just I'm leaving it to you guys. Do you guys want to see me review Logic's album, The Incredible True Story? I know it's kind of late, it's kind of an old album, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Next up here, man, we're talking about XXXTenacion. Now, he recently got out of jail, right? Good for him, right? What I'm saying, kind of bad for you that you got into jail, but good for you that you're out. Okay, you're out. That's cool. And I guess I don't know if this whole debacle came out while he was in jail, or maybe maybe this was prior to when he went into jail. But we have had this whole thing where people are saying that Drake stole XXTenacion's flow off of a specific track. And listen here, I'm gonna be blunt honest here. I'm gonna make it relevant. Yes, I have Drake bias, but literally, if you listen to both those tracks side by side, Drake clearly ripped it. Like there's not even a question there. There's not even a type of, oh no, maybe different artists think alike, or the same art. No. There's nothing going on there. It is clear here that there was a clear plagiarism happening on Drake's side of things. Like this is a clear, Drake, you clearly bit that. So as of course, as a young upcoming artist, XXTenacion obviously has some animosity, some hatred, some maybe kind of disrespectful type of tones in the terms of Drake. Now he has voiced these things on Twitter in some pretty prominent ways. Now first, he started off by calling Drake a bitch, which is okay. Okay, that's fine. What I'm saying? Like I can see why you would call him a bitch. Definitely makes sense. He stole your flow. Definitely makes sense, right? But then he goes on to tweet some other things that I just cannot co-sign. He literally tweeted this on screen, and he basically says, hey, Drake's mom, she can get it, whatever. And that I assume he's not serious, right? Like I assume he's just doing this to poke at Drake, but I feel that as a low blow, bro. Like that is so disrespectful on so many levels, man. Like look, like okay, if you have beef with somebody, it is one thing to keep the beef with the person and keep it, directed towards the person that you're mad at. But the minute you start bringing up family members, sisters, fathers, uncles, grandmas, and mothers at that, things get a little bit disrespectful even on your end of things, regardless of what the other person did. So definitely feel like this is a definite L on his end, XXTenacion. I feel like that was how disrespectful. And who knows if Drake will bite back or say anything back in an upcoming release of an album maybe, or a song. Hopefully, I really do wish that he, give this man some clap back, bro. give this man some clackback. Like, you know, I like gaming, I like music, and of course I feel like, you know, it's pretty generalized. You know, like a lot of people also like superheroes and comic book stuff. You know, I'm a pretty big fan, right? I wouldn't say I'm, you know, as into it as, you know, music and gaming, but you know, I know my stuff, right? I'm up there, right? But, you know, today we got some new news here coming out of the new line of comics from Marvel. And specifically, we are talking about Black Panther. Now, they have been releasing, you know, for the past couple months now, maybe, you know, almost around a year now, they have been releasing the new Black Panther stories. And it's called A Nation Under Our Feet. And this has been getting, on a monthly basis, it has been getting a issue of the comics release, along with a video that kind of goes in tandem and goes in line with the comic as well, right? But the interesting thing here is that on the latest video, we actually get some new music from my homie Boz. Now, if you guys don't know Boz, he's on Dreamville. He has a bunch of, you know, music out in terms of EP and 2 albums. You know, his latest one is Too High to Riot, and I absolutely love Too High to Riot. It's a great album, and Boz is a great artist at that, and I feel like he deserves all the praise, you know, 100%. He's true and true, just a great artist, and you know, to see him here on the Marvel platform here doing some music for, you know, some Marvel stuff is just a great thing. And I love the, you know, just a crossover of hip hop and comic book, is, you know, and just, you know, comic book stuff in general, because I know there was like a line of comics that you know, their covers mimic, you know, rap album covers. I don't know what that is. I forgot, like I know something like that exists. I forgot what it was, but you know, that was just a cool thing I found. Also was that Boz is featured in a new track. Oh, I forgot to even tell you guys what the track name is called. The track is called Don't Front. My apologies. Don't Front is the track from Boz, and it is up on you know, SoundCloud, so you can check it out as well if you don't want to look at the actual video from Marvel. But then go check it out, because Boz deserves checking out, and hopefully this is the start of him making some new music. Hopefully an album release soon. Like, Boz, come on, man, I want you, bro. Boz, you're dope. Drop an album. Next up here, just off of his album called I Decided, we got Big Sean the Don, and he has now been honored with one of the most highest honors a man, especially, you know, from his background, can get. Now, you know, we see a ton of people, you know, and like a lot of rappers as well, get keys to the city that they own. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Drake owns the key to Toronto. I'm not 100%. I'm pretty sure he got it back in like 2015, 2014. I'm pretty sure he has it right now. But, you know, a new one has gotten here, and that is Big Sean. He has received the key to the city of Detroit, and he posted this really long, really lengthy Instagram, you know, post that you can go, you know, read on your own, and he basically voices his just appreciation. And he also says that, you know, the mayor of Detroit also said that, you know, there are only 3 people that have gotten this ever, and that's Stevie Wonder, Berry Gordy, and now him as well. So definitely is a very exclusive honor to receive. I do applaud him, do congrats him, and all that good stuff. Lastly here, we're going to talk about none other than Drake, of course. You know, we always talk about Drake here on this thing, and it's not just because of a bias, it's because, hey man, like, the man does a lot of things, you know, he's busy and whatever. And just off of his Boy Meets World tour, where he just completed an 88-show tour, you know, with the culmination of the Summer 16 tour and Boy Meets World, he's finally done with that. And you know, he said in his interview with DJ Stumtex that he has some, you know, things cooking that don't really involve music post the Boy Meets World tour. And one of those things, of course, he said that, you know, it could be acting, that, you know, he will dabble in acting, and that seems to be officially confirmed here today. There is, I guess, a show here in the UK called Top Boy, where it's kind of like a cultural show that, you know, kind of shows you know, a life, I guess, in the streets of UK or whatever, stuff like that. And I guess the rights of the actual show expired last year, and Drake has secured the rights and purchased the rights to the show. And now, you know, the show moving into its season 3 production, they will be writing in an official role for Mr. Aubrey Graham, Mr. Drake himself, so that he can act in the actual show and be a part of the actual show, which is, I feel, is awesome. I mean, like, it's great news, man. Like, what you know, we're gonna see Drake act again. He hasn't really, you know, like, he's kind of dabbled in acting when we talk about in terms of the kind of album movies that we got, like for Views, and we've gotten the album movie for If You're Reading This, stuff like that. Like, you know, those are kind of a little bit of acting stuff in there, but, you know, but not, you know, totally, right? But here we are officially gonna see him act once again. Wheelchair Jimmy is back. If he's in a wheelchair, that'd be funny as hell, but he probably won't be in a wheelchair. And acting alongside him will be Skepta, of course, as another UK artist that is huge right now, and that he was, you know, seen, actually even given a dedicated interlude on More Live. So, you know, definitely Skepta and Drake have a very close kind of bond and friendship. So of course they will be acting in this show upon season 3, and season 3 is set to debut and finish, you know, wrap up, you know, everything and be ready for streaming in 2018 exclusively on Netflix. So definitely a big thing here. Definitely awesome to see Drake maybe some, you know, just like make some moves here in the acting community, and I can't wait to see this, man. So definitely we're gonna check it out once it comes out in 2018, but that is of course in 2018. So definitely is, you know, it's a couple months out. Definitely I'd say maybe over a year, honestly. Like I could see this maybe debuting in the fall 2018, something like that, but we'll see how this all goes. And that's all I got. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share down below. I appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for watching, and as always, I got you.